It's another time for your daily sports tonic on radio. This is Sports on Impact Business Radio 92.5 FM. This is the first and only business radio station in Nigeria. Of course, you know, this is your station of choice. Welcome to your daily sports tonic on radio. Don't forget, this program also give you the opportunity to be a big part of the program. And when the time is right, we shall open the phone lines for you to join the conversation. A whole lot to discuss this afternoon on Total Sports on Impact Business Radio 92.5 FM. So welcome to the sport headquarters in southwest Nigeria. And like I do say, this is the Sport Factory where we convert sporting raw materials into finished article for your own utility in order to satisfy your sporting wants, need or desire. For the second half of the show, we shall definitely discuss games played yesterday in the English Premier League. It's fight to finish as Manchester City squandered chances upon chances yesterday at Selhurst Park against Crystal Palace, and Liverpool have the chance to win tomorrow against Arsenal and cut the deficit to just a point. Real Madrid are 10 points clear after defeating Real Mallorca yesterday. And of course, it's the prestigious, the morning spinning, the lucrative UEFA Champions League. Manchester United are up against the Rojin Blancos. Talking about Atletico Madrid, we have two managers banking. There are two Portuguese imports. Manchester United banking and Cristiano Ronaldo dos Santos Aveiro, and of course Diego Pablo Simeone will be banking on João Felix. We shall discuss that this afternoon on Total Sport on Impact Business Radio 92.5 FM. Don't forget, the first half of the show on a Tuesday like this is dedicated to sportpreneurship. Talking about sport business, which is big business on Impact Business Radio 92.5 FM. Of the truth, Dr. Jobel Adaji is here with me in the live studio of Impact Business Radio 92.5 FM. And the topic before us is all about contemporary issues in politics affecting sports, and we are looking at the issue of the Russian-Ukraine crisis and the implication of Chelsea FC. Don't forget, the Roman man, talking about Roman Ibr92.5FM, has been sanctioned by the UK government. Okay, the topic before us is the Chelsea FC situation, what the implications are for the West London club. Looking at the Blues, the Chelsea FC situation. Don't forget, Chelsea are the European and world champions. And right now we are looking at the situation presently at Stamford Bridge and what the implication are for Thomas Tuchel's side. Dr. Jobel, good to have you. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Sports Prophets. Nice to be on this program today again. Just like you have said, the potential sale of Chelsea, which was supposed to have come up before the 18th as planned, the 18th of March, was thrown into another level of uncertainty, because of that fact that the UK government sanctioned the owner,
of course,
and as well, they got their assets, including Chelsea. Yes, frozen.
Frozen, that's right.
Yeah. So a list of a list was released, okay, and this list was actually containing sanctions for Roman Abramovich and others, okay, for their close associations, with the Russian president. And to the United Kingdom Prime Minister, as far as he's concerned, Boris Johnson, as far as he's concerned, Roman Abramovich and these other guys have actually benefited from the government of Russia under Vladimir Putin unduly. They felt that they have taken undue advantage of the people of Russia, okay, because of their closeness to the man in power there. Yes, the maximum leader. So the club, as it were, has, been granted what they call special license,
all right,
which will expire on May 31, 2022.
That's the end of the season.
That's the end of the season.
Right.
And what does that mean? This means that, Chelsea would only, be able to operate as a club with this, as a football club with this license that has been given to them.
Okay.
So on today's edition of Sportspreneurship, we are going to be discussing, taking a look at the impact, how heavily impacted Chelsea is.
Of course, we need to look at that.
Coming out of this situation.
Okay, lots of situation. Talking about the Chelsea FC sanction given to Roman Ibrahimovic. But let's get talking this afternoon, Dr. Jubel, talking about the license you spoke about, the special license that will work until May 31st, 2022. Now, can we get the limitations or otherwise as spelled out in this new order that Chelsea are experiencing right now?
Thank you. The Chelsea FC, has been granted what they have referred to as special license. Okay, and this license, even has the number. Like I said, it is going to expire on May 31. It has the last license number, INT stroke 2022 stroke 1327076.
That's the license number.
That's the license number. Okay, and what are they going to do with this? Now they are permitted to undertake certain level of operations. There are limitations, They have limits.
There are limitations. It's not normal operations.
No, there are limits within which they cannot go beyond. Okay, so now, for instance, okay, as it were, now Chelsea can actually do one of these. I mean, all of these four that I want to reel out now.
Let's go.
Okay, number one, Chelsea would be involved. They are expected to be involved in payments for reasonable costs. Okay, reasonable costs that have to do, reasonable costs that are necessary.
That you can't do without.
Yes, that have to do with match fixtures. Okay. There are fixtures for home,
fixtures, okay.
for home and away. Now, talking about the home games, what they are expected to spend money on, because they are going to spend more on home matches than away. So they are going to spend money on security. They are going to spend money on catering. They are going to spend money on their stewardship. So all these ones are necessary. Okay,
they are important for match
They are
days.
part of the reasonable costs that are necessary. I say. Number two, remuneration. Okay, remuneration allowances, including pensions for all level of employees, under the club's management. They have to pay. Okay, even the players match allowances and essential coaching staff that would follow for any game, they have to be paid as well. Another one is the reasonable cost for travel to and from any match fixtures for any of their teams. They have the female team, they have the under 23, they have the under 17, you understand? For all of those, so they have to take charge of the payments for to and fro, And lastly, in that order, payments in relation to loan and sale of, sale arrangements, which have been made prior to the sanctions. So Chelsea is expected, to carry out such payments.
Yeah, those important.
They are necessary.
Payment.
Yes, those ones are. That's what I call them reasonable costs that are necessary. That
the club can't do without. Of course, I just hope football fans out there are listening to us, and of course, the Blues fans, majorly about the current situation affecting the Blues. Talking about Chelsea right now with the sanction imposed on the owner, talking about Roman Ibrahimovic. Well, on personal relationship, dealings economically, we will know the explanation of when an asset is being frozen. Well, say your bank account, has been frozen. But for sport-wise, especially football club right now, Chelsea in focus. Just like you said in your introduction, that Roman Ibrahimovic, all his assets, has been frozen. Chelsea in UK. Now, I would like you to explain more. Talking about when an asset has been frozen, what does it mean for a football club? What an asset to be frozen, what it means for a football club, and was it difference from imposition of sanctions?
Okay, thank you. To begin with, Chelsea, the freezing of Chelsea as a club side. Okay, because it's part of the asset demand. Chelsea is frozen as we speak. Okay, they are only operating based on the special license that was given to them. So they are free. The freezing of Chelsea, is one of the several outcomes, okay, of the sanctions that the British government has, placed on the owner of the team. Now, when we say Chelsea has been frozen by the British government, it doesn't mean that ownership, has changed hands. It does not mean that as we speak that the United Kingdom government has taken the ownership of Chelsea.
Right.
Abramovich Roman is still the owner of Chelsea as we speak. Yes, right. Because no ownership has been transferred. Now, when we talk of freezing asset, is quite common. And what is the intention? When they say an asset is frozen, it is frozen so that the defendant, won't be able to frustrate the process of the litigation in the law court. Okay, you will be deprived of access to the asset. Okay,
it's like your hands are being tied.
Your hands are tied.
You can't push it.
So it's different from when we say sanctions somebody has been sanctioned.
In position of sanctions.
In position of sanctions. So you asked that question. That's why
right.
I want to. So in the case of sanctions, okay, the purpose for it is to ensure that those that are being sanctioned, like Roman now, that is being sanctioned, does not have access to the ownership and whatever comes out of it.
Yeah.
Proceeds of transaction.
No access to funds.
No, you have lost ownership,
Okay.
but then it could be recalled if a sanction actually serves its purpose. Okay, the owner, the owner could regain possession of his asset. Okay, because if it actually serves the purpose for which it was hammered, the man was hammered for. Now, upon the settlement of whatever the expectation is, the sanction is either withdrawn or lifted, and the man now takes up the possession of his asset again.
Okay, but right now his assets
is frozen. Yes.
All right. Okay, let's move ahead. Still sportpreneurship on Total Sport on Impact Business Radio 92.5 FM. We need to look at some implications of this whole process for the Blues, Chelsea, because most of the fans of Chelsea are not happy with what is really happening right now, which is affecting the team off the pitch or play. But Dr. Jubel, what are the implications of this present situation for the club as Chelsea?
They are enormous. Okay, the implications are quite enormous. Now, as it were, Chelsea can only do some certain operations. They cannot do so many. Okay, now they are expected to pay only players. Players and staff. They are to pay their salaries. Okay, they are to settle outstanding transfer fees.
Okay,
they are to settle if there's any outstanding transfer fees, they are to settle because it's internal. Then they are to spend up to £657,000 on away games. On home games.
On home games.
Sorry, okay. On home games. Okay, for security, for catering, for stewardship. Stewarding that I told you.
That's right.
Okay, so they are to do that. And now, they could even go ahead, to earn some money. They earn some money. Yes. Now, television rights have not been taken away. They earn this money. Unfortunately, this same money goes into that same account and it gets frozen.
That's right.
they earn it, but they cannot use it.
Exactly. I think, was it last week, their last game, we learned, it's very hard for them to get full.
Exactly. Exactly, because there is no liquid cash.
Exactly, for them.
No liquid cash. Now, they cannot spend, more than £26,300. They cannot spend for away matches. They cannot do that.
Exactly. They're having issues with away matches right now, and they can't, sell tickets.
They can't sell tickets.
Away games,
Yes.
The latest news we got, Dr. Jubel, was the Chelsea team is requesting for that game against Middlesbrough to be played behind closed doors because most of their fans won't be at the stadium because they can't sell match ticket.
Except those the game against Liverpool, except those that were holding who had bought
season ticket holders.
exactly, who had the tickets.
That are privileged to
Those ones were the few Chelsea fans that you saw in the stadium. So if there are such people, they can still go and watch. Okay, and again, another way they can Chelsea fans can actually enter the Middlesbrough Stadium is by buying directly from Middlesbrough.
From Boro.
If they buy from Boro, they can enter and watch.
Because the money was going to Boro's account.
The money is going to Boro. So that's another way.
Is that allowed?
It's allowed.
Okay.
It's allowed. They can't write. I mean, it's not written on your face that you're a Chelsea fan. So you can always go there and buy from Boro.
Of course, Boro wants to do business. They need
exactly.
more money.
So, as it is now, like I said, Chelsea cannot spend more than £26,300 on away games.
Really tough.
And now there is no merchandise sales.
Of course.
No ticket.
It's
No sale of
it's
tickets.
closed.
So all those things are really enormous. The issues coming out of that are really, really great for Chelsea. Now, the uncertainty of the impact of the asset freeze arises from what we call the running costs.
Okay.
To run the club now has become, a serious problem to Chelsea. And you know that they have a huge monthly wage bill they have, to pay. People like Romelu Lukaku,
All right.
they are heavily paid. So all these ones are hanging on Chelsea. And without any income, okay, they will be practically unable, to pay all these bills that we are talking about. And as it is, Chelsea may even get to the level, the way things are going, that they may not be able to complete the season. And what is the danger there? They now get into administration.
Administration, that's right.
And your guess
Point
is
deduction, I like.
so.
I got some latest right now, coming from the Chelsea situation and Roman Ibr92.5FM and how he's hitting hard on the team. But let's quickly discuss more about this issue of the Chelsea situation. By the way, I think there are some guys in the live studio who are Chelsea fans that are just shaking their head that this is very, very tough for our team. But apart from Roman and the club, we know Chelsea is a big club, that brings money.
Yeah.
And I think they add to the GDP of the UK economy.
Yeah.
It's a big club. That empire is very, very big and huge. Are there no implications on this on the UK government itself?
There are. It's like Boris Johnson does not care. If not, there are. Chelsea is losing value, but on a very good day, Chelsea has been one of the club sides in the Premier League who have made the economy of UK to boom.
All thanks to Roman when he came on board.
Exactly. When he came in 2003, the whole thing, the whole thing changed.
Yeah, even Roman revolution.
Even it impacted on the entire Premier League.
Yeah, exactly.
So the whole thing took a different turn.
It broke the duopoly between United and Arsenal.
Yes. So now, as it is, Chelsea, they generate significant social, cultural, and economic impact that is felt, far beyond any match day. Are you with me?
I'm with you.
So, in 2019/2020 season, the Premier League clubs, they've generated a total amount of 7.6 billion pounds. And you know what that one means on the economy of the United Kingdom. So, as it is today, participating in the competition alone in UK there, means a lot. Is it the international tourism that we're talking about? Is it the money that is generated within the club itself? The club is a consortium. They have hotel, they have other small businesses attached to it. So a whole lot of money is being made from Chelsea. So you can imagine let us even talk of the job provision, job generation. Okay, Chelsea has been able to generate a lot of jobs, a good number of jobs for people Unfortunately, Boris Johnson does not see it. He doesn't see the
Apart
other
from
side
Boris
of it.
Johnson, the House too, does not see the other side
Yes,
of
they
it.
are not
And
seeing
they are ready
the
to
UK
push
government
this,
is not seeing
to
it
push
because
this.
now you can imagine the number of people that have lost their jobs with Chelsea in the past 1 week.
But the government also will tell you it's not about Chelsea. It's all about Roma. They are trying to
But the
protect
man,
the club
the
also
man did
from
not
Roma.
bring the workers in Chelsea from Russia.
I got the latest concerning from the sports minister down there in UK who is trying to protect, saying it's not targeted at the fans or the club. It's all about Roman. Roman is their target.
They should. No, their target for Roman, should have been definite. It shouldn't be, generalizing the whole thing. I mean, okay, now the super yacht that the man has packed in one place. How does this asset freezing or the sanction? How does it affect it? Because you don't use the yacht on daily basis. The yacht can be packed. It's not eating. It's not doing anything. That the pressure on Roman for that is not felt as far as I'm concerned. That one is not a serious thing. But when you talk of where people are depending, their daily bread is coming from somewhere, and you are cutting everything,
We need to move ahead because of time. The topic before us is the Chelsea FC situation. What the implication are for the European and World Champion. By the way, we need to state that they are the European and World Champions. This is a big brand, a global brand, I must say, and it's been interesting discussing with Dr. Jubel Adaji in the live stream of Impact Business Radio 92.5 FM. To wrap it up, Dr. Jubel, for the first segment of the show, is there any way out of this whole situation? Can there be light at the end of the tunnel? Is there any way out? And if there's any way out, what do you think can be done to just put an end to this issue rocking the Blues?
Essentially, I feel there are three ways out, and unfortunately, one of them has to happen. Okay, number one is either maybe Chelsea continues to lose money the way they are losing until they go into administration, and you know what that one means.
Of course.
When this disagreement, when it continues, when the war rages, in Ukraine, it means, and this situation remains unresolved, it means that Chelsea will go into administration. That is one way out. Number two is that some sort of peace deal is agreed, so that everybody returns to normalcy. Everything returns to normalcy. Okay, when peace deal is struck, that's another way. So a Roman has to try to engineer that. And lastly, a buyer has to be found in no time. A buyer has to be found now as soon as possible, so that when somebody else takes over Chelsea, normalcy returns to Chelsea.
Okay, hopefully normalcy will return to Chelsea, and of course the world of football, and of course the world generally, when issues like this, is rocking the whole world, it's a standstill, and we are not happy, there's fight, violence here and there. Hopefully there will be peace at the end of the day. Thank you, Dr. Jubel, for talking to us on Sportpreneurship this afternoon.
Thanks
We
for
appreciate
having me.
your time. Right now, let's go for this quick commercial break. When we're back, we'll move straight to the second half of the show.
Mo sórí ó ṣe jẹ́ lèmi ni pé ẹni tó bá kọ́kọ́ bọ́ sí ìgboro ni ó ṣe pàtàkì kéèyàn wà kó máa ṣe nítorí akitiyan ò lópin kó ọ̀n sọ̀n tààrà wọ́n ṣe ń ṣe nǹkan nìyẹn súnkẹrẹ gbàkẹrẹ fẹ́ni tó bá ní nǹkan ṣe nítorí pé iwájú ọ̀pá ibi tí ń lé sí kò sáyé fúnfà sẹ́yìn láéláé bá ṣe ń ṣe nǹkan nìyẹn torí náà báwo ló ṣe fẹ́ ṣe lónìí MTN.
Hello, superstars. It's time to have fun on radio. Join Auntie on Children Phone Time from 4 to 4:30 p.m. on weekdays and 11 a.m. to 12 noon on Saturdays. Tune in and let's have fun on radio. Children Phone Time. We impact our world.
Alright, welcome back. Still to Sport on Impact Business Radio 92.5 FM. We've looked at the implication of this whole crisis rocking Chelsea concerning the Russia and Ukraine crisis, and of course, Roman Ibr92, the man at the center of it all. Okay, the latest are coming from that, how it's affecting the Blues and the reactions are thrilling. The sanction on Roman Ibr92. We've got Kai Havertz, who says he would pay to help Chelsea travel to away games. Kai Havertz, the German, says he would pay to help Chelsea travel to away games. According to him, taking his quote, he says that there are other teams in the world right now, and if we have to take the bus or plane to an away game, he said, I would pay, no problem. Coming from Kai Havertz, and of course, most of the players are banking and supporting the club right now in these tough times. Just like I told you, I brought that report of Chelsea calling on that game, the FA Cup game between them and Middlesbrough at the Riverside Stadium to be played behind closed doors. Of course, they can't sell match tickets right now. And that game is an away game. Middlesbrough has released a statement in response to Chelsea's request to play the FA Cup behind closed doors, saying they find this suggestion bizarre and without any merit whatsoever. So Middlesbrough don't buy into that idea of playing that game behind closed doors. Also concerning that issue of Roman Ibr92, the sports minister talking about Nigel Huddleston says the government are working with Chelsea to ensure the sanctions impact Roman Ibr92 and not the club and its fans. Those are the latest coming from the sanction on Roman Ibr92. Well, Kenny Bamdele KB is here with me this afternoon. Kenny, good afternoon to you. Welcome to the show. You told us yesterday about that game against between City and Crystal Palace at the Selhurst Park. You told me about the Selhurst Park team being a boogie team for most of the big teams, and especially Manchester City. And yesterday it ended in a goalless draw for the defending champions. Right now, they are 4 points ahead of Liverpool. Liverpool still have a game in hand. That game is tomorrow against Arsenal. It's still all to play for. Good to have you.
Yeah, first of all, thanks for having me this afternoon. It's good to be back again on Total Sport. But yesterday, when I was talking about the outcome of the Crystal Palace Manchester City game, a lot of people were like, oh, I'm bringing sentiment into my analysis, and of course we can actually we could see the result. We saw what happened yesterday and how it was so tough. Even though Man City's squandered chances, fine. But I knew at the Selhurst Park it's going to be so difficult to beat Manchester City, to beat Crystal Palace, and that was exactly what happened. So now for Liverpool, I think somehow the ball is kind of in their own court right now because they have to play Arsenal tomorrow. And Arsenal right now a team on fire.
Exactly.
The way like
Arteta said,
you don't expect the way Liverpool play last.
Right
Arsenal last 5 months is different from Arsenal presently. So if Liverpool are serious about beating Arsenal, they have to step up.
Game is at the Emirates Stadium,
and now, Emirates Stadium, which means Arsenal have got the home advantage, and Mo Salah probably.
He's back in training.
Yeah, it could still be. I mean, I trust Klopp. Klopp is that coach that doesn't want to take risk. He doesn't want to take risk, in terms of starting Mo Salah. So that aside, for Chelsea Football Club, I think I love what Kai Havertz did, and of course, when he joined the club recently, and he's talking about shouldering responsibilities.
For the club side.
That tells you that within a short time, he's been able to the bond with the team is so strong right now, and I love, this kind of spirit is what still keep Chelsea standing. Right. If not for the players, if not for the strong fan base, believe me, Chelsea will be as good as MFM, in the Nigeria Professional Football League. So I think, it's good when players support the club and they're ready to go extra miles to ensure the club still remain standing. So, and from the NBA this morning, Golden State Warriors won, and Steph Curry on his birthday dropped 47 points for Golden State Warriors. So, what a game we had this morning.
All right, thank you for joining the team this afternoon. That's the voice of Kenny Bamdele Henson this afternoon on Tutu Sport. But real quick, we told you last week about Randy Wandrum, who is looking to get a new contract with the Nigerian Football Federation. Well, right now we can confirm to you that Super Falcons coach Randy Wandrum has signed a new 2-year contract extension with the Nigerian Football Federation, and is already looking ahead to a glorious outing at the 2022 Women's African Cup of Nations with the team. While the contract will see him finish as the longest-serving coach in the Super Falcons history by the end of his tenure in 2024. And Sport Doctor, we expect more from the American. 2-year extension to his contract. He's looking to take the girls through to the WAFCON, talking about the Women African Cup of Nations later this year in Morocco. After two big wins over West African rivals, talking about Ghana and Ivory Coast. Continuity right now, as against what we witnessed under Thomas Deneby.
I think it's a good thing that that NFF decided to give the man another level of a contract, improved one at that. And remember last week I did say that the man earned it.
Yeah, you said that.
Yeah, he earned it. So, true to my point, the man has signed, and I think everybody is set now, to go. Even the ladies, I see how they were beaming, with smiles, and they're raring to go. So I think the Alcon, or how do you call it?
Yeah.
Alcon.
Some call it the Alcon, some it's now called WAFCON too. Women
So-
African Cup of Nations.
I think with better preparation, Nigeria can go places.
Okay, we can go places. Don't also forget that the 4 semi-finalists will qualify for the Women's World Cup. It's going to serve as a qualifying series, a prerequisite
Exactly.
for the FIFA Women's World Cup. But one man who we are banking on to crush the Black Stars of Ghana is clicking at the right time, is in the form of his life, Kenny. That's Victor James Osimhen, and one of his agents, talking about Roberto Calenda, believes the Nigerian is gradually silencing his critics following his recent display for Napoli. Don't forget, it was a big money move to the Patanopio, talking about Victor James Osimhen from Lille Metropole, and right now he's also instrumental to Luciano Spalletti's side, that they bank on him to get goals, and he showed that over the weekend. I think against Hellas Verona, got the 2 goals at the brace, fantastic header, and of course at the right moment to slam the ball into the back of the net after a cutback from his teammates. And right now, Kenny, despite the injuries suffered against Inter Milan when that clash of heads with Milan Skriniar, Osimhen has scored 13 goals in 24 appearances this term for the team. You think he's going to still fit? You think he's one man that they need to push them to that title, even as they go neck to neck with the likes of AC Milan and Inter Milan, and of course we also need him to fire horse to the FIFA World Cup in Qatar later this year. Of course, he's up against the Black Stars of Ghana.
Yeah, I saw those goals. Those are poacher goals. Well executed goal from Victor Osimhen,
He's
and
improving on his game.
he has improving. But I don't like the fact that once he just give us one game monstrous display, we begin to talk like he's won the golden boot already. Come on, I know it is our own player, but just have to say the truth. Apart from that game, I've seen Victor play. I saw him in the Champions League against Barcelona. I mean, making some wrong dribbles, wrong moves, poor passes. Nobody is talking about that.
So there are still areas you need to improve on.
Sure, I mean, a lot of areas to improve on. He's still that predictable player. He's not that striker that when he's on the ball, it's hard to predict. He's so easy to predict for a very strong defender. You can't be playing against defenders like Rudiger and you feel you can go no way. That can happen. So I think, Victor Osimhen has got to improve on his game. Look at the striker like Benzema. It's hard to predict. Benzema will score goals regardless of how you try to defend him. He scored 2 goals from Madrid yesterday. He scored 3 against PSG last week. What are we talking about? So Victor Osimhen scored 2 yesterday. On Sunday. Believe me, maybe until the next 3 or 4 match day before he scores another 2 again, they will begin to talk tough about him like he's won the golden boot. No, I wouldn't do that. I feel I'm so proud of the fact that he's scoring, but I expect more from Victor Osimhen, and just time for him to get to the top of world football, not European football, contest with the big names. And you notice that clubs interested right now has reduced compared to before, because they have noticed that seems this guy is not really the player that we really think he was. So I feel Osimhen have got to step up right now.
Okay, he needs to step up right now, and we need him to really step up ahead of that game against the Black Stars of Ghana. But still to sport on Impact Business Radio 92.5 FM. Before we move straight out to the prestigious UEFA Champions League, we need to do a rundown of games played yesterday in the English Premier League, the Spanish La Liga Santander, and of course the Italian Serie A. Lazio won yesterday, caught of that man, Ciro Immobile. Can't stop scoring, and it was a landmark achievement for him. Talking about the Italian. But Kenny, Manchester City missed their chance to go 6 points clear at the top of the Premier League. They were held by resilient Crystal Palace at Selhurst Park. Of course, City dominated proceedings, twice hitting the woodwork, while defender Emerick Laporte failed to find the net when they go at his mercy in the first half. While the result means Liverpool can cut City's lead to 1 point by beating Arsenal tomorrow. But before we discuss that Arsenal game, definitely that will be tomorrow. A big game for the Reds in the context of their season. It was a disappointing night for City, who never had their goal scoring boot with them. Kevin De Bruyne missed chances. A certain Bernardo Silva missed a lot of chances. Laporte missed that chance when João Cancelo ball hit the ball at the back, the crossbar. Bounced off, was unable to plant the ball into the back of the net. But at the end of it all, Bernardo Silva came out to tell everyone that it's better for Manchester City to be in this position than be in Liverpool's position to play catch up. But overall, Kenny, it was a good night for the fans of Crystal Palace, and by extension, the fans of Liverpool. And we must also state here that Crystal Palace right now are now unbeaten in their past 5 matches and go within 1 point of 10th place Southampton. Just 4 points. Good one for Liverpool, on the other side.
Yeah, so first of all, I think Vieira's Crystal Palace side showed a resilient display, and the goalkeeper also made some stunning save beyond point blank. I mean, those were huge saves that he's hard to stop. They're hard to stop. Even a couple of chances hitting the woodwork. One from De Bruyne, one shot from Mahrez who didn't go in. Bernardo missed, a sitter. It was just abysmal for City in front of goal. I think Pep should I think we all have to go all out. If Pep fails to win the Champions League this season, we have to protest for him to be sacked, because there is no way you spend that amount of money and all you do is win the Premier League. That is not the stand. That is not what City want right now. That the Champions League is what they want, and I feel this is really going to affect their Premier League season, because now we don't know who their opponents will be in the quarterfinals. You get so. Now, if they are facing a top team in the quarterfinals, they would want to focus on that and somehow maybe focus on the Premier League too, but somehow there will be shifted attention from the Premier League, because the Champions League is their goal. So I think that is what is going to affect City's season, and that might just decide if Liverpool will win the season or not. Remember, Liverpool are also in the Champions League, right, and they've got great squad depth. Some of the players, not all of them injured. Yeah, I don't know what's funny about that, but so I think for Man City, they have to stand up right now. Bernardo Silva shouldn't be talking like this, because right now they are under pressure. Find they are 4 points ahead of Liverpool. Liverpool yet to play a game tomorrow against.
Playing catch up.
Yeah, of course they're not the one playing catch up, but at this time they will soon play catch up the way things stand. Because imagine
they've been in this same position.
They've
conquered.
Yeah, but like they say, every day no be Christmas. I want you to understand that now tomorrow. Yeah, Liverpool will face a tough Arsenal team. If Liverpool wins against Arsenal,
Arsenal team
that's why I said.
Fighting for the top.
Yeah, that's why I said if Liverpool wins against Arsenal tomorrow, it's down to 1 point.
That's right.
And brother, Liverpool in City will still play in April at Etihad. Yeah, that's more like a neutral ground. Forget about the home ground there. It's gonna. You see, games like this. Forget about home ground, because. This is the point. This is the point I'm trying to make. Forget about home ground. When it comes to talking about games like this, because the magnitude, the intensity is going to be so high, and it's all to play for.
A whole lot at stake.
At stake. That's my point.
Okay. All right. I'll still come to you, Kenny. But let me talk to Dr. Jobel, who I think must be keeping an eye on the title race on our hands right now in the English Premier League. It was frustrating for Manchester City yesterday, the sports doctor, and we need to state it is. I think it's one game that they needed all 3 points, and they must be counting their losses after that, goalless draw. Just looking at the possession, it's 74% for City, 26 for Crystal Palace. Shot was 18 for City, 7 for Palace. Shot on target 4 for City, and 1 for Crystal Palace. And it might just come to some little details at the end of the season, and these 2 drop points might just really count for City, going into who will decide the race. And just like Liverpool manager said today, after City dropped points yesterday, said the game plan is to keep pushing Manchester City and to annoy Manchester City as possible.
Yes. Now, when you start dropping points by not hitting, the target, you keep missing chances. You are pressuring your opponent, and you cannot convert all those things, all those kicks, to goal. It means trouble is staring you, in the face. Like it happened between Chelsea and Liverpool in the Carabao Cup final.
All right.
Chelsea had a lot of chances, but they could not convert. So they were lucky yesterday that Crystal Palace did not beat them. They were lucky. And I want to state clearly that I don't think it's Liverpool that is doing the catch-up, at the moment.
Okay.
There is serious pressure on Man City. The pressure on them now cannot be compared to the pressure that is on Liverpool. So as it is, I see Man City coming down and Liverpool climbing up.
Fantastic. Coming from you.
Yes, I'm telling you, because like the Champions League is there. That is their own major target for God knows how many years. It has become elusive to them.
So they will give it. They will recent.
Sorry?
You're becoming a good fan of Kenny of recent.
Kenny, I'm talking about
from prediction about
no,
the Champions League coming to this title.
I'm just being natural. That's how it is.
Yeah, pragmatism.
Don't tell me pragmatism. I'm being natural, okay? So we have to face the facts.
All right.
The pressure. But the issue is this.
Okay.
At some point, 9 points separated Liverpool and City. Now the gap has closed. I want this man to know that what happened between City and Liverpool, that is just 4 points. That is the difference now.
Right now.
You should know that Chelsea too is breathing down. Their own throat.
That's Liverpool, right?
Yes, you shouldn't think that. You shouldn't think that maybe Chelsea has a problem that that they are out of the title race.
It's 7 points between Liverpool and Chelsea.
That is it. if they could come from 9 points and close it to become 4 points, then anything can happen.
I think Liverpool will drop to third.
Hello,
Chelsea will
I'm
drop.
sorry.
With 9 matches
I'm sorry
still.
to call
No,
in.
if it is possible for Man
All
City to drop
guys,
points, why would Liverpool drop points?
Let's leave the EPL right now. As we speak, the top two, City and Liverpool.
Yes.
City has played 29 matches, one more than Liverpool, who has played 28. City on 70 points, Liverpool on 66. And the goal difference is not that huge. Liverpool edge the goal difference. Liverpool plus 53, City plus 50. It's fight to finish.
Chelsea plus.
Chelsea is plus 38.
Okay.
We must take that. So you ask for that, plus 38. But Real Madrid won yesterday against Mallorca, 10-point difference. Okay, don't let us waste time. So we could discuss the UEFA Champions League and open the phone lines for you to join the conversation. What do you think will happen tonight at Old Trafford? Manchester United up against Atletico Madrid. Can Ronaldo come back to haunt the Madrid-based side just like he has done over the years when he played for Real Madrid and Juventus? And do you agree with the guys here who, through their own consensus, believe City, are playing catch-up? They might just fall, feeling the pressure. Let's move straight to the UCL segment. We'll be right back. 0902-2809-257, 0902-2809-257, 091-6104-7698, 091-6104-7698, or 081-105-26487, 081-105-26487. Those are the lines that lead you straight into the live studio of Impact at Business Radio 92.5 FM. Someone is waiting for us. Let's pick this call. Hello, good afternoon to you, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Your name and your location, please.
Calling from
Comrade, please, 30 seconds. Welcome.
Yes, I really want to say dissecting and everything on sport right now. So, concerning Kai Havertz, this is a passion. Tuchel and Mahe is telling this player what is in there and the team needs to be studying in the university. It's all about the passion, the mentality, and the focus of the players. And I know this won't really stop Chelsea. So Chelsea is a strong team, and those are things that this will bring us down. So concerning Liverpool, I just wish Liverpool win the league. I'm a Chelsea fan, but I just wish they win the league. And let's see what they do. We are going to call him another name at the end of the season if they don't win the Champions League and the Premier League. The Premier League is not elected to win the Champions League. And for today's game, I'll go for Atletico Madrid to win. Anything that will cause pain in the side of the other past glory will be our joy. So I will be supporting Atletico Madrid. Thank you.
You are giving it to Atletico Madrid. Thank you very much for talking to us on the show, Comrade, this afternoon. On to Sport and Impact Business Radio 92.5 FM. I've got this message from Sam. I spoke about some of the analysis, but we must say that everyone is entitled to their opinion. He spoke. I think he had issues with the statement concerning Guardiola possibly should be sacked if he is unable to win the Champions League, and he believes City shall win the league and they will defeat Liverpool, and Arsenal will equally beat Liverpool tomorrow. Coming from Sam, that's the summary of his message this afternoon. Sam, thank you for your message this afternoon on the show. And Kenny, Manchester United will be looking to book their spot in the quarterfinals of the Champions League when they welcome Atletico Madrid to Old Trafford for the second leg of their last 16 tie tonight. Don't forget, it's still 1-1 from the first leg at the Estadio Wanda Metropolitano. This game is delicately poised that both teams got wins over the weekend coming into this fixture. It was the Cristiano Ronaldo show, after 14 years, grabbed another hat-trick for United against Spurs. And of course, João Felix also has been instrumental for Diego Pablo Simeone's side of recent, and they won against Cadiz. And the two managers are banking on their two Portuguese imports. For Ragnick is Ronaldo, and for Atletico Madrid is that man talking about João Felix. Big game, it could go either way.
Of course, it's a big game. And I've got this mouth-watering stats ahead of this game. For United, they have been eliminated from the last three UEFA Champions League knockout stage games when drawing the first leg. And it happened against Real Madrid in the 2012-2013 season. The last 16 against Bayern Munich in the 2013-2014 season. That's the quarterfinals. And Sevilla in the last 16 in 2017-2018 season. Meanwhile, Atletico Madrid also have same, fate, but their own is kind of different. One failing to win the first leg of a Champions League knockout tie at home, Atletico have been eliminated 3 out of 4 times, with the only exception being against Chelsea. Chelsea Football Club in 2013-2014 season. Now, this means that both clubs have got some jinx to break. So one of them will break that jinx, most definitely. I'm looking at United. My God, they had a very good game against Tottenham Hotspur on Saturday. And I'm seeing them bringing that momentum into this game against Atletico Madrid. Meanwhile, since that 1-0 draw against Manchester United, Atletico Madrid are unbeaten. They have won their next 3 games against Cadiz, Celta Vigo, and Osasuna. So that tells you that, okay, this team also not willing to give up. And Atletico Madrid have guys like João Felix, Luis Suarez, Antoine Griezmann, Herrera, Lorente, Koke. United should welcome guys. For Harry Maguire, I don't think he's going to play at the centre back position. Right? I think the coach is going to be on the bench. Maybe the coach will be going for Victor Lindelof. Jolof and Rafael Barre. So I think that should be the centre back pairing for United.
Okay, let's listen to Ralph Ragnick speaking about the importance of that man Ronaldo. Don't forget, Ronaldo has netted 25 times against the Roger Blancos during his professional career, and Atletico Madrid are one of his favourite opposition. Let's listen to Ralph speaking this afternoon. We'll be right back.
I'm not worried that he has not been able to recover. So far, he's always been a person who looks quite a lot after himself, his body, and he exactly knows what to do. So I'm not worried about that. If he can score another 3 goals, we will see. I mean, it's not so easy to score 3 goals against this team at all, but I think his overall performance was just good, was if not even very good, and this is obviously what we hope to get from him again tomorrow night. But it's not only about Cristiano, it's about the whole team. We saw in the first half at Madrid what we shouldn't do, how we should not play. This was obviously a big topic for us yesterday and today when we spoke pre-match about 2 games. We have to know what it takes and what it tactically takes, and the rest is all about energy. I think we were the team on Saturday against Spurs who were just wanted to win that game, and that was obvious. Supporters played a vital role. They realized how much we wanted to win that game, and will be similar.
Doctor, we need to go, but that was Ralph, banking on Cristiano Ronaldo after his brilliant hat-trick against Tottenham Hotspur. Who takes this and who will just, be that important performer for Atletico Madrid and of course United?
The 2 teams are different. He didn't play Atletico, and I mean amass those goals or winnings with Man United. So the teams are different. The teams that the crop of players he has to play with today in Man U, they are different from those players he was with when he was in Madrid. So it's going to be a different kettle of fish today. Okay. And I know that they will have it a handful.
Okay, good news for the fans of Christian Eriksen, because he has been named in Denmark's squad for the first time since his cardiac arrest while playing at Euro 2020 last summer. So good to see Eriksen back again for the Danish national team. We need to go, Kenny. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming, Dr. Joga. Yeah. Don't also forget we've got a game at the Johan Cruyff Arena. Is Ajax Amsterdam up against Benfica. Enjoy the games tonight in the Champions League. We're back tomorrow for the midweek edition of the show. My name is Isaiah Akirem signing out.
Yo, it's all about Impact Business Radio, IBR. Yes, educative, qualitative, informative radio station straight out of IB to the world.